students, welcome to MGM Education. We are going to discuss something about the English. It is English literature. We are discussing about the obstruction of learning by Samuel Johnson, right? Created in 1760. That means it belongs to English literature of 18th century. It is a periodic essay in which he has said that really you know, how the learning process is disturbed, or in other way, we can say the hindrances of learning that he has expressed here, right? Okay. Now see, pursuit of knowledge is an interesting thing that happens with all who are born as a human being, right? But the intensity of learning that changes from time to time. If you draw a graph according to Johnson, it first move upward, then gradually it will float down. So he has described what are the causes, why does it happens in the process of learning is the main subject matter. He described the causes of decline of intensity of learning at a different stage of life, right? With the passage of time, the art of learning of the people go on declining. There are several causes, one by one we will discuss about, right? Then he has said learning and education. See, one is curricular learning, another is extracurricular learning. Okay, we can also say like this: non-professional learning and professional learning. One is certified and another is uncertified. Here learning implies a wide scale learning which doesn't have any syllabus, examination or certification. He says about learning, which is a process never ending in human life. But what is the major setback is that with the passage of time, see how the children are more curious to know about this. What is this, father? What is this, mother? They will be asking, why is this? How is this? A lot of question they bring in front of you. That shows that they have the curiosity of learning. But with the passage in time, after going to school, after acquiring education, you will find there is a decline of this curiosity of learning. So, which he said as the uh, obstruction of learning, right? Here, Johnson states that we lose the desire of learning. We means he include all those who have liberty and those who don't have, right? He said that with the passage of time, when several other factors interferes in our learning process, our learning disturbed. So he called it as hindrances of learning, which is faced by one and all. Now discuss the causes or the reasons of why there is obstacles in learning or obstruction in learning. Number one, insufficiency of learning, or you can say imperfect method of learning makes us loss of interest in this area. Second, the reward defect. That means we don't get the result what we want after hard labor. Third, no use of knowledge. Some people who work hard and learn a lot, but later stage they found it is less used, they are discouraged. Fourth, overtaking by unlearned by learned people. That means those who are unlearned they overtake the learned people. Here, we must know about what is unlearned people and who are the learned people. Learned people are the more educated, but they are underemployed, let us suppose. On the other hand, one seventh fail or eighth fail becomes very successful in his life by developing some business or something else, and this man will be discouraged by looking at him. So this person feel more disgusted for his uh, unsuccessfulness. Okay, he compares the achievement of the land and on land and feels that on land is living in a more better condition than the most learned one, which really discourages him. And the fifth cause is value system in our society. You know, we have a value system in which we value something. Here, what happens? Whatever knowledge a person acquires, and whatever he expect to get from the society, he doesn't get the same thing. You know, a rich man, although has no knowledge more than a learned man, is highly respected in the society than a postgraduate, jobless, or any other lawyer position in the society. This value system sometimes makes him to think what the use of learning so much. The sixth cause is mismatch of profession and learning, or you can say learning and profession. Some people found to be learning something or taking education in one area and joining jobs for another area, so that won't give them the satisfaction of learning. For example, a boy has completed his btech in, you know, mechanical section, and now he's going to work in a IT sector. So what will happen? His learning and his profession mismatch, which causes no more interest for further learning in that particular domain where he is. Okay, this is one more cause. We will go to the next, the seventh cause: lack of intellectual labor. Means this is another most important reason because of which, you know, many people stop learning. Now, what is this lack of intellectual labor? See, the intellectual labor here means ability to grasp or understand the things. Suppose a student is reading a lesson. When he doesn't have the intellectual labor, that means he could not, you know, grasp uh, or understand the lines or the contents of the lesson. Naturally, what happens, you know, the learning process breaks there, and gradually he will desire to sit in the last bench of the school. Okay, this further lead to the seventh cause that breaks the learning process, that is procrastination of reading. See, reading the same thing again and again makes him boring, and along with that, if he doesn't grasp the things what inside, then it will still make them to think, oh, leave it, we will read it in the next class, and so on. He will start postponing the learning process. After long postponing the learning process, what will happen? Now he will gradually cease to learn. So this is another obstruction of learning. Moreover, a repetition in the learning process also make the student quite boring and undeserving. Okay, so for all these reasons, our learning process or the curiosity of learning breaks when we don't get the perfect value of our education, when we feel bored of acquiring knowledge because of you know mismatch of knowledge and profession. These factors gradually makes us to keep ourselves away from, you know, learning. Secondly, if you say in the latter period of life, particularly after marriage and all these things, we are indulged in other form of works and shifting of responsibility. This is called when our responsibility shifts, we lose learning ground, we catch another ground, such as office responsibility, family responsibility, social responsibilities, and all these things will gradually make you away or keep you away from the learning process. Watching. Thank you.